Yo, Tony, check this guy out. What's up, bro? This is the fastest guy I've ever fucking seen in my entire life. Look at this guy. He's so fast. Why does he run so fast? I think he does it for us. Hey, so the weirdest thing just happened. Like, I just got the weirdest email of my life, and the weirdest thing about it is that it was sent from my account. So let me just go ahead and read it. Like, I genuinely do not know what's going on here. So the subject is just, "This is Sonic," all caps. And then what it says is, "Hello, I am Sonic. I am the human hedgehog. We must learn to protect the environment against egg power. I am the real Sonic. Do not try to find me. I will kill you and your beautiful cousin. I run faster than you. I am Hedgehog." I genuinely do not know why this person is threatening me. I'm really worried. Okay, bye.
Hello, it's time to talk about Sonic. That sweet, powerful hog.
Eric, where does Sonic the Hedgehog come from?
Where does Sonic come from?
Yeah.
How would I explain that? That's like... I mean, okay. First of all, you have to understand the inadvertent effects of the post-war administration and the New Deal.
How was an icon created, you might be asking? Well, I'm about to delve into the strange and emotional world of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic is a simple man-hog. He wears little sneakers and gallops through the zones like a most buoyant horse. His hooves clopping down onto the little televisions strewn across the hills, collecting his rings, much like I collect likes and disdain online. Or rare and crumpled pictures of cows. Just really good cow pictures. Yes, he smashes the televisions with his hooves in a daring protest of the BBC bias. And he collects rings as a symbol of unity and loyalty, a symbol of solidarity. For Sonic is engaged perpetually in the act of selfless commitment to the greater good. He is a charitable hog. Also, he just likes the jangling sound that happens when he walks around with a huge IKEA bag full of rings. I mean, what greater delight is there?
And that's when Fukuyama said, "The end of history," which in many ways is the gotta go fast of political theory. If you don't really understand gotta go fast, or you understand it pretty well, but you don't really understand why you've got to go fast.
So we know that Sonic is, in his own way, both an activist and a runner. But what is a Sonic, really? What's going on in Sonic's little mind? What is his ideology?
The truth, I'm afraid, is that Sonic is a fascist.
No, that's not it. No. It's not always about fascism, okay? It's not always fascism. Jesus. Sonic is known primarily for his royal blue colouring and his insistence on and commitment to high speeds. We all know this. But what is it that lies behind his compulsion for quickness? What compels this sensitive little man-hog to be so fast? To answer that question, we have to go back to the origins of Sonic. Sonic was born to a woman named Matilda, who worked as an aeroplane engineer during the war when she became pregnant by her husband, Reginald the Hedgehog. Just to be clear, Matilda is a human woman who married a hedgehog man. It's a bit like B-movie, but hedgehog movie. Hedgehog movie. Netflix, please let me make a touching and melodrama about Sonic's dad named Hedgehog movie. Thank you, please. I'm begging you, begging. It was perfectly acceptable in those days to wed a hedgehog, and not to get too political in this video, but in my opinion, the restrictions on person-hedgehog marriage in effect today do create a hostile climate of hedgehog prejudice, or as I like to call it, hedgejudice.
And obviously Young talked about the shadow, but that's the shadow of the self, not Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow.
But despite the interspecies controversy surrounding the family, Sonic loved this human mother. Yes, her smooth, prickless form was alarming at first for the young hog, but it gave him an early understanding of diversity and tolerance. Instead of thick, blue quills, his mother had soft, delicate hair, and thus Sonic first learned of the gentle beauty present in the world. The slow, lilting pace of things, the gentle sway of branches in the breeze, these things defined Sonic's early years, years of rest and cautious wonder. His father would smoke his pipe on the veranda, watching the sunset and telling old, winding stories. He was a slow, considered man and a figure of inspiration for little Sonic. But day by day, Reginald the Hedgehog seemed to become slower and slower. Months went by, and soon enough he barely moved at all. Towards the end, he would watch The Big Bang Theory every day, and when Sonic would say hello or good night, his father would reply simply and quietly, "Bazoinga." Reginald died of slowness disease on the 21st of March, 1987. On that day, Sonic vowed to go fast as he could, for his father.
I'm blue for you, Sonic. And when you see me go, there's only one thing you need to know. 'Cause everything's going fast. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic became known as a fast and determined hog in the following years. We all know of his duels with the Eggman, also known as Robo-Knickers for his preference for metal underwear. But what do we know of his inner life? I spoke to some friends of Sonic to gain a little insight into this fast boy.
3 words to describe Sonic the Hedgehog? Hot, sexy, and buff, right?
We used to hang out a lot, and I don't know how to describe him. He's, you know, he presents himself in his actions and not his words. I think that is like very apparent and was like so clear to me even as a kid, because he can really dance. He he like spins around, you know, like he puts like wheels in motion, and it's so I'm not blushing, it's just he you know, he's sweet.
Shadow's always... He's always overlooked, and I just think he's... You know when he said, "I'm Shadow, the Hedgehog"? I felt that, you know? That really means something to me.
Sonic, he's too good for this world. He's too good for us. Sonic, he can really move. Sonic, he's got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
Anytime I would reach out and touch his wheelie hands, I kind of it may have been he was quiet, and now, sorry, can we stop? Because he may have been a skateboard is all. brands are people. People are brands. I'm still gonna say he was lovely, and I think that's still accurate. Like, I still think you can put me in this video.
I remember a time when I was 10 years old. I had just gotten a Nintendo GameCube for my birthday with a copy of Pokemon Colosseum Flex. And for all intents and purposes, things were going quite good. But I had some problems. Some dark 10-year-old boy problems. That sounds strange. We'll continue. And no matter what I did, I could never seem to outrun these problems. I never knew what the answers were to these problems. That was until one night, whilst tossing and turning in bed for what felt like days, though mathematically speaking, that's probably impossible. I heard my bedroom door creak. I tried to ignore it, because I thought it was Jurassic Park rules. I thought if I don't move, whatever it is can't see me. Not the case. And then my bedroom started to brighten up a bit, so I presumed the door was widening, and widening it was, because at this point there was a presence in my room. And then the next thing that I felt was this thing on my leg. It moved from my lower leg and slowly and essentially up my thigh, which is a bit suspect now that I think about it. So let's not. So I turn around, I turn over, and he is just staring at me. The blue blur himself, Sonic the Hedgehog. And all he does, he leans in towards me, to my young, supple, 10-year-old ears, and he whispers, "Gotta go fast." Now, did that allow me to run away from my problems with this new gained boost of speed? No, because the problems weren't physical. What a twist. However, did it leave me able to do this? Yeah. Also, I don't know if there's time for this, but 𝓉𝒾𝓈 from the acclaimed Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is able to glide by trapping air underneath his dreadlocks. And if you have a so-called best friend that can't do that, they're unworthy. And that's just the truth.
So, I was on the internet and I was just, having a good time typing in the word Sonic, and I got all of these images. What are these? What is this? What are you? What's going on? What are you?
So it seems that despite it all, Sonic the Hedgehog has touched many lives. Perhaps his quickness was influenced by many things: the slow loss of his father, a vigour and determination for his friends and small baby animals, the endless encouragement of his friend Tails, and the impressive and cool tales of his friend Tails. And also probably he saw a really inspiring Minions meme on Facebook one time. But what we can say for sure is this: when Sonic said, "Gotta go fast," he meant emotionally. Regardless of circumstances, Sonic's resilience spurs him on even today. And even after everything he's been through, he is still gotta go fast. Thank you, Sonic. Oh, God.
He would be super quiet, but I think that's because his actions just spoke louder. And it's not like the Sonic you see in like movies or games or TV, you know. It's moving, you know. He moves in a way that you wouldn't expect.
Sonic here, and if you see a religious cult or a flood of zombies, just say no.
What voice is this? Who am I? Come on, boys. I can't hold that forever. I did it this time. Sonic's my dad. Sonic's my dad. Sonic's my dad. Sonic is now. He is now my dad. Sonic's my dad. Sonic's my dad. Sonic's my dad. Sonic is now. He is now my dad. Sonic's my dad now. He is now my dad. Sonic's my dad now. He is now my dad. Sonic's my dad now. He is my dad now. Sonic's my dad. He's my dad now. Sonic's my dad.
Please don't unsubscribe.
Anytime I would like reach out and touch his like wheelie hang on.
I hate this. I hate it.